So hello everyone, I'm Jonna. I'm taking care of the customer success at Limecraft. And here with me is Maarten Verwaest, the co-founder of Limecraft.
Hi everyone, great to have you with us. We're excited to walk you through the latest 25.2 update, the second update in a series of 8 planned releases for this year. Thank you very much. So before we dive into the details of the second release, quick introduction on Limecraft. Roughly 50% of the attendees are not familiar or not day-to-day users of Limecraft yet. So let us do a quick recap. As a starting point, Limecraft is an online platform for managing media assets and workflow automation. There is a good bunch of AI services available under the water surface, although, you know, as a journalist or an editor, you just want it to work. Our target audience is producers and broadcasters alike. Post-production facilities for there are a few subtitle professionals here in the call today with us. Subtitling is one of the key features, I would say. We appreciate there is lots of media asset management systems out there, more than we can count. And there is also an increasing more and more workflow experts. You might need both, and we combine both. Limecraft has a broad and deep understanding of professional media. The founders of Limecraft and the lead developers all spent a couple of years at VRT Research and Development before launching the company 15 years ago. Our customers mostly operate a hybrid cloud approach, which makes us unique. That means that you can keep your high-resolution storage on site, on data tape. We don't care. Limecraft is not in the storage business. We will connect it though with online collaboration. Coming step by step to life is what we call low-code workflows. As an end user, not necessarily technically skilled, you are able and will be able even more in the future to assemble your own order of events and to completely customize your workflow. And then the last bit is what we do with AI, not rocket science, but just making sure it's accurate, it delivers complete results, and we'll give a nice example in a couple of minutes from here. So again, before we go into the details of the 25.2 release, we just wanted to raise this recent case to your attention because it perfectly illustrates the approach of Limecraft. It was about Warner Brothers Belgium looking for an ingest solution for continuing drama. Soap, sitcom, telenovela. This particular case is operating 3 multicam studios, producing 500-600 files per day and several terabytes per day. And then it becomes a real pain to do manual or conventional ingest into post-production. So what we did for Warner Brothers was the following. In the left upper corner, you see Gentonic. Gentonic is the pre-production, the planning application used by Warner Brothers. It takes the script, it breaks it down in props, cast, location, all super valuable metadata, which everybody would like to use for searching. Lockit Script is an app produced by our German friends from Lockit Network. And Lockit Script, make sure that all those data from planning is injected even before the first frames are shot. Limecraft links it all together. The full case is on our website, but here is the highlight. because we pick up those data upon export to Avid, you see that we can properly transfer different types of clips, master clips, brushes, sub clips, group clips, and all the valuable metadata coming from the planning is nicely handed over to Avid Media Composer, giving, which is really powerful for editors. They can now search for these data in Avid Media Composer without any paper documents on their desk. So this is not about AI. This is just common sense, curating the flow of metadata and making sure nothing gets lost, which really brings a lot of value for editors and further down the stream. So let's have a look at the 25.2 release now. The first subject on the agenda for today is summarization. And summarization is a good example of how Limecraft approaches AI services. Limecraft has been working on AI since the very beginning. Speech-to-text transcription back in the days was not delivering the results as you would expect, 20-30% word error rate. So early on, we started working to improve the precision, the accuracy, the completeness of results by speech transcription and any other AI service for that matter. How we do it is not rocket science. All of us here today in the call are active as professionals in broadcast grade television production or video production. Voila, there is plenty of metadata available coming from planning and pre-production. It's such an incredible waste of energy to not use those pre-existing metadata in any AI process. Again, not rocket science per se, just pick up the cast list in a fiction production, use that as input for face recognition, and the result will be much more accurate, if not 100% accurate. So what we do is creating a pipeline whereby we take into account existing lists of words or taxonomies, scripts, casting documents, production briefings, all of those. And importantly, we close the feedback loop. We allow journalists to further enrich the system at runtime so that the result set becomes smaller and the hit rate higher. That's the whole idea of bringing artificial intelligence, making sure it's applied in a way it provides better results for you as a professional. A recent example is summarization, and I'm going to get out of the demo. We're looking at a clip, royalty-free, pun intended. It's about the royal marriage in UK. It's been transcribed just prior to this call. Those in the audience that know Limecraft about transcription.
No. Someone once said that Jesus began.
You've all seen these demos. The result of automatic speech transcription is time-coded text, which you can then use for searching or for subtitling. What we've added in this release is the capability to create shot lists based on the transcription and any other pre-existing metadata that we got our hands on. So I'm going to start the process. When you instruct Limecraft to produce a summary, which is a global summary on the level of the clip, and a title, a synopsis, and some keywords for each of the shots or chapters it recognizes in the video. You can play around with the source and destination language. We'll keep it on the default, output in English, please. Considering the level of detail, you can subjectively play with a brief or a very detailed summary. We'll reduce it to a brief summary, low number of topics, and the same for the chapters. And then we'll hit start. And what is happening now in the background for those interested in the technology? It's using a large language model. So style ChatGPT, but it's not ChatGPT. We're using Anthropic. That's not a secret. But we're using a privately trained model to behave exactly like we want it to behave. As a journalist, we appreciate your skepticism let it put it this way. If you feed it twice the same input, you want 100% guaranteed the same output. So it's run the process in the background. It's now stitching the metadata. Yeah, there we go. And it's now storing the results. Done. As a result of the summarization process, you can find the output in two tabs in Limecraft. Firstly, on the level of the item, you see that there is now a summary and a couple of subjects. I should have shown you, but these were not filled in prior to launching the process. So a powerful discourse on the transformative nature of love, emphasizing, etc., etc. This is based on the transcript and any metadata which it could pick up of the process. Then, and here's the key feature for journalists and researchers as documentary producers. If you go to subclips, it has now detected a chapter, and pardon me for not being more accurate, but this is not a fixed or a deterministic algorithm. It tries to detect, it does a best effort guess of what could be subjects or topics in this item. This is a relatively short item, and there is only 2 chapters. But imagine you're processing hours of footage. Some documentary makers will produce hundreds of hours of footage per project, if not thousands, like our friends of Arrow International Media. Then the ability to transcribe and to automatically create shot lists of all that footage is an amazing efficiency gain for the logging process. So to summarize, it's creating a synopsis and a couple of topics on the level of the item, which are populating the summary and the topics fields. And secondly, it's created subclips or chapters, each of those with a title, a description, and a couple of subject references, which you can then use for searching the material. Here's where you can look for all the clips that deal with the power of love. And now this is now a subclip, but and it's also pinpointing the different chapters on the small timeline. So that's for summarization. It is a private beta feature, which, ladies and gentlemen, means that it's available on the production platform. So it's fully functional, but we want to roll it out step by step to get feedback from you as a user on how it should be used. If you're interested in trying it out, please let us know. It's included in the unit price of transcription, free of further charges. So just let us know, either here in the chat or info@limecraft.com, support@limecraft.com. We will happily switch it on. It's free, and it will included in the transcription, and it will remain like this.
Yeah, thank you, Maarten. So I think that must have been one of the most exciting parts of this release. Now moving on to delivery workspace. Maarten, can you remind us again about what it is again?
So, what's a delivery workspace? The delivery workspace is a content portal. Initially, it was developed for and in collaboration with DPG Media, the largest commercial broadcaster in Belgium and the Netherlands, to organize the material ingest process, the order fulfillment process between the production company and the broadcaster. And in the meantime, they're also opening it up to third-party service providers and language service providers. How it works? So each broadcaster has a planning system, which can be Mediagenics, Watson, or Media Fusion, or Proscope. We receive an order from such a planning system that includes a bill of material. We receive and process that bill of material and open up a portal. I think didn't have a screenshot included. We open the portal and it understands that this series has 10 episodes, and the promos and the subtitle files and all the collateral media and metadata are automatically displayed. And essentially, the delivery workspace or content portal is intended to make sure that everybody's notified in real time about any submissions, review operations by the broadcaster, rejections of deliverables, overall reducing the time between order and fulfillment, and absolutely avoiding that any errors can accidentally flow in the broadcast chain. So a lot of QC quality control is automated, which is the main time saver also for the production companies. They don't need to wait anymore until 15 minutes before antenna. All the checks and validations we can do on the spot happen at the source upon submission. That's essentially the delivery workspace. Following the 25.1 release, whereby we introduced due dates, we have now assigned tasks, delivery tasks and review tasks. So it becomes a real project management or order tracking system. And for the demo, I'll hand over the screen to Jonna. So I'll stop my screen.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
That's good. So yeah, as of this release, indeed, we now support assigné and reviewer roles. So we'll see in a minute what that means. So, but here you can already see one delivery workspace that we've prepared for this demo. And if we go into one of the requests, there are several different requests that have to do with the first episode of the season 2 of Through the Glass Darkly series that we've imagined for our purposes. Let's have a look at the metadata, basic information request. And here in the request info section, you can find assigné and reviewer sections. So now it's possible to assign a request for a particular person, in this case, myself. And there's also someone assigned as the reviewer of this request, and that is Carl. So that makes it easier to transparently know all the time who has to take the next action. And it's also very useful that this information can be used for filtering to find out exactly what I need to focus on next. So as I am assigned, then I can use the filter to find exactly the request that I have to focus on. Similarly, we can use a filter to discover which of these requests are assigned to Karl in this case. And that makes it so much quicker and more efficient to work with the platform.
Exactly. Makes it a powerful order tracking system. We try to minimize as much as possible that you need to explicitly go in the system, log, check. As you can imagine, approaching due dates can be followed by automated notifications, which you can subscribe to, and that makes it a secure, lights out or hands off system. This step by step, we're further automating the delivery processes, and then third improvement of this release for those who are using it is in the review section, as you see here on the slide. Reviewing is the part of the verification process whereby team members can add comments or suggestions for improvement in the review app, characterized by those two text balloons on top. And using the drop-down menu hidden behind the three dots, you can now immediately share this clip and its associated comments in a share app. Normally, sharing is accessible from the top library where you can share a collection or an individual item. So this is in fact a shortcut, creating a share function with a single button click. You can share this clip, this information with any third party. We've also included a shortcut to download this clip here for offline viewing. For everyone using Limecraft, there is also an export function available, and export means as an Excel spreadsheet, a Word document, an advanced authoring format file, or an Adobe Premiere file. And lastly, if your system is configured to interact with a production asset management system such as Avid Media Central or EditShare, any others we've integrated with? Yeah. If your Limecraft workspace is configured to interact with a pre-existing production asset management system, you can also push those comments to the Avid environment, and then they will be displayed as markers on the timeline. So no plain text; they are in-app, nicely transferred and displayed as you would expect.
Thank you, Maarten. That's really a big improvement to be able to work efficiently directly from the review app. We made some further improvements on the review application, and now it's possible to create anonymized comments. So let's have a look at that. I'm also going to share my screen, if that's okay. So I prepared this clip for us to quickly show you how it looks like. So since this release, it's possible to create anonymized comments, and in this way we can. This actually improves the quality and objectivity of feedback and the review rounds. We secure unbiased reviewing of the clips, And here's an example of how it works. So it actually works with permissions. So users without a view comment creator permission will not be able to see the name of the commenter. So instead, for instance, here, Emma Robbins, I'm logged in as Emma Robbins in this case, and I don't have the permission to view comment creator. And as we can see, I can only see the role of the commenter. Production administrator, someone has dropped a comment from the share, but I still do see my own name for clarity. So this way we can secure more objective feedback and smoother workflows, especially in the larger productions.
Thank you for this quick demo, Jonna. People may ask themselves, what's the purpose of anonymous comments? Well, more and more we see workflows being distributed among different parties. So a broadcaster collaborating with one producer or with many producers in a co-production scenario. Post-production companies interacting in the process, and then, ladies and gentlemen, it's not always advisable to just publish the comments with the full name and designation of the person. This is why we've been asked to anonymize those comments. One last bit before we go into the question and answers is the user preferences. This is an answer to a long outstanding request. So user preferences are bound to the individual. For those who are familiar with Limecraft, there are also production settings. That's where you configure the transcoding settings, the spotting rules, the custom metadata. On an even higher level, there are account level settings such as users multi-factor authentication, but on the most granular or smaller level, as a user, you can now, for the first time, control the look and feel of your Limecraft environment, starting by player settings. The first question we wanted to respond is if you're not fast forwarding but slow forwarding or backwarding in the player, you can configure the number of seconds by which you step up or back in the video. There will be more player settings made available in the near future. And more importantly, here is the section where users can configure the mapping of hotkeys or keyboard shortcuts. Please bear with us. It's not yet possible to create hotkeys or shortcuts for any possible action. So in the area of subtitling, merge with the previous subtitle, merge with the next subtitle, split subtitle. So there are a few actions available, and you can map them to a hotkey for those actions that were ready to use in the interface. We know there is subtitle professionals among you that would like to see more hotkeys, for example, to hop to the next subtitle to easier navigate the application. This is scheduled for deployment. Firstly, we wanted to give you the tool and the ability to map the hotkeys to certain actions. Now it's becoming easier for us to add more interactions and to then further to that map the hotkeys. And well, I think that's the most important parts of this release. For those interested, the full release notes are available on our website, limecraft.com. On the blog, it's currently on top. By the way, the release notes are always stuck to the top page. And here is the summary of what Jonna and myself have been talking about. And at the very bottom, there we are. There is a link to a PDF document which you can download. And here's the complete list of improvements. Also, tens of smaller items which we haven't discussed to date. And by the way, we are distributing these release notes usually 1 week prior to the release. If you would be interested in receiving these release notes, please let us know here in the chat or info@limecraft.com, support@limecraft.com, and we will add you to the list of people that receives these release notes. Good. I think that brings us close to the last bit of the webinar, Jonna.
Yeah, so that was it about our last previous release from Tuesday. This was only the second of 8 planned updates for 2025. And each of these releases will be followed by a webinar like this. So don't forget to subscribe if you want us to give you a breakdown and a bit more information on each functionality.
Yeah, we'll, by the way, distribute the slides in PDF format, and all the links are in there. For the language or subtitle professionals in this session, please note that in the 6th of May release, there is a hyphen or a dash coming, which you can configure in case there is speaker changes within a subtitle. It's a feature which has been asked for a long time. We've heard you, and it's over there. And also the specific French punctuation rules will come into place. So, besides the next couple of releases with their complementary webinar, we will be attending NAB. We're not there as an exhibitor, but we will be visiting the show as attendees. If you would like to schedule a meeting to discuss specific workflow requirements, please let us know. And then a special webinar is planned on the 3rd of June, a joint webinar with Gin Tonic in the studios of Warner Brothers, whereby we will take a deep dive in the value for editors if you connect pre-production and post-production. Yeah. Here are our contact details once more, by the way. If there is no other questions from the audience, 2 more things really. If people are interested in testing the summarization feature, please let us know. It's available on the production area, but we need to switch it on. We need to tick the box to make it available in your workspace. It's free of charge, and it will remain free of charge. And then secondly, when talking about delivery workspaces, this is something which we can't easily set up because it's always integrated with a planning system. If you're interested in learning more about delivery workspaces and how it could streamline your content intake or verification process, happy to schedule a call and to walk you through the different steps in the process. And on that note, wishing you a pleasant day. Looking forward to Looking forward to the next meeting, and wishing you a pleasant rest of the day. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thanks
you
for
so
joining.
much. See you next time. Bye-bye.